It's me, Deepak. I had to get. I got cut off when I was speaking, so I'm just going to continue where I left off. Consciousness, self-interacting, um, creates all the objects of perception, all modes of perception, and all observers that are having the perception. All self-interaction. And people frequently ask why, and the answer that we are given by wisdom traditions is that it's all the play of consciousness within itself. What's the practical value of understanding this? That the world is a projection of consciousness, the body is a projection of consciousness, the mind is a projection of consciousness. I think the practical value of this is that as we evolve in our own awareness, in our own consciousness, we recognize that we are actually the creators of the universe, that we have forgotten who we are, that God, in a sense, hides herself to seek herself. And this is the play of creation, frequently referred to as Leela in the Vedantic tradition of India. And that both the divine and the diabolical, the sacred and the profane, the sinner and the saint are different faces of God, and that these express themselves through the forces of creation, destruction, and maintenance. And that if there was only creation, there would be no universe because it would rapidly burn itself up in the heat death of absolute zero. And if there were only the forces of entropy, then the whole universe would disappear into a black hole before you could say Jack Robinson. It is the play of these forces that keeps an ongoing evolutionary process, because the evolutionary processes are always ahead of the destructive processes. And our role here as differentiated individual beings is to participate in this evolutionary process and actually help the universe through its playful, joyous, unpredictable nature to be even more creative, to evolve into higher levels of abstraction and creativity and expression and form. In other words, we are all gods in disguise, and that we have forgotten, and we are here to remember. And we are atheists till the moment that we realized that we are actually God. Kind of facetious way of saying it, but still very, very insightful. So, my friends, how can we participate more consciously? First, by becoming more self aware, and secondly, by recognizing that it helps to move from our personal identity into our cosmic identity. That if we look within, beyond our physical body, beyond our mind, beyond our intellect, beyond our ego, there's an inner self. This inner self knows. So when we discover the inner self, which is the silent witnessing awareness inside us, we discover that this inner self is also the knower within. And when we go a little beyond that, from the knower within, we recognize that the knower within is also the co-creator with the larger mystery of which it is an expression. And then when we go a little deeper, we realize that it is not only co-creator, but it is symbolically expressing itself as archetypes, and that at the deepest level, it is the universal being. And it's all us. So, we start off by identifying ourselves with the environment, and then with the physical body, then with the mind, then with the intellect, then with the ego, then with the jiva, then with the atman, then with paramatman, and then with brahman. Those are the Sanskrit words for understanding um, the expansion of consciousness into a bigger, more cosmic identity. And that depending on our level of awareness, we define good and evil in certain ways. We define our self in different ways, and we have different levels of desire or fulfillment depending on that identity. And ultimately, we are immortal beings, and the physical body is a differentiated aspect, as is the total universe, a differentiated aspect of this field of consciousness, which is called Brahman, and it expresses itself as the universe, which is called Brahmand. So Brahman differentiates into Brahman. Brahman becomes Brahmand. The consciousness becomes the universe. The universe is the physical body of Brahman, the universal consciousness. Okay, more to come, as we discuss higher states of consciousness. But thanks for listening, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to express these views. Have a wonderful day.